Be me 29F, brand marketing associate at a mid-sized SaaS company living the cookie cutter, you did it life. They sell you in college. One-bedroom apartment, neutral furniture, way too many stupid expensive succulents spent most of my early 20s, finding my worth and swearing I'd never accept the bare minimum dating scene is still a landfill. Dudes either want a trad wife who also Venmos half the rent, or they want a second mom to run their calendar and remind them to drink water. So I've been focusing on my career and mostly dating myself. But obviously I still like attention, and let's be honest, I like having someone on call for random life problems. Enter Ethan. Ethan is 28. M went to the same state, college stayed in touch after graduation. Classic nice guy template works in some back-end, IT/DevOps type role where he stares at dashboards and whispers to servers. Average height, average build. Dresses like he picks outfits off a clearance rack at Kohl's. He's always just around, not ugly, just kind of invisible, the type of guy you keep in your orbit because he's safe and useful. My break glass in case of emergency. Human being, technically my closest guy friend. But come on, he's been quietly obsessed with me since sophomore year. Never made a real move because he doesn't have that sharp, confident edge I actually go for. So he slid into the comfortable role. Reliable background character. I give him occasional female presence and the illusion that he's special to someone. He gives me tech help, moving muscle, and a steady drip of validation. It's a trade even if he thinks it's romantic destiny. I'll toss him a little work husband energy every now and then, just enough dopamine to keep him loyal and hovering flashback to like 7 months ago. I'm seeing this guy named Derek. Derek is 6 feet 3 inches on his profile, 6 feet 1 inch in real life. Works in wealth management, total chaos, brain textbook, avoidant vibes. Treats me like I'm a tab he can close and reopen whenever he's bored. And I mistake the constant anxiety for chemistry. One random Tuesday night, he completely blanks on my birthday. Not even a lazy HBD text, just silence. I'm in my apartment, spiraling mascara running down my face, drinking bargain wine, straight from the bottle like a raccoon I call Ethan at 12:10 a.m. because I need someone to absorb my meltdown. He answers on the second ring. Hey, you okay? Voice all sleepy and thick. Instantly worried. I unload for almost an hour. How men are trash, how Derek doesn't value my emotional labor, how I'm gonna die alone and my plants will eat my corpse. Ethan just listens. No fix-it mode, no. Well, actually, just soft little confirmations like a human-weighted blanket. You deserve way better than that, Rachel. He's an idiot for not making you a priority. Exactly what I need, an ego air pump with a pulse. Eventually, I stop crying long enough to feel hungry. I mention it like offhand. 25 minutes later, there's a knock. Ethan shows up with a paper bag of fast food, spicy chicken strips and fries, plus a cold blue Powerade because he knows what I like. He sits on my couch while I eat and keep ranting, doesn't try to cuddle, doesn't accidentally touch my leg, doesn't turn it into a sex thing, just a good little dependable soldier completing the mission. I look at him for a second and think, why can't Derek be this attentive? Then I notice Ethan's faded superhero tee and those chunky dad sneakers, and whatever spark could have existed immediately evaporates, so I keep it friendly around 1:40 a.m. I tell him he should go home. I give him a long hug. Tell him he's seriously the best watch, him walk out to his beat-up Honda Civic like a loyal golden retriever heading back to the crate. I go back inside and immediately text Derek, I hate you. We hook up 3 days later, like idiots fast forward a couple months. Derek and I finally implode for real, full catastrophe breakup, the kind where you block, unblock, reblock, and consider moving to a new zip code. I announce I'm taking a break from men because clearly they can't handle a high-value woman. My attention shifts to my best friend, Megan. Megan is 28F, second grade teacher, sweet, soft, always wants the fairy tale white picket fence 2.5, kids' pumpkin patch photos every fall, pretty in a very safe, vanilla, non-threatening way. She's never really questioned the script, loves rom-coms, thinks Live Laugh Love is a personality, and an interior design choice. We work because I like having someone to guide. I give her advice on being assertive, what to wear, why she shouldn't text her ex at 2 a.m. She listens with big eyes, brings me homemade muffins like I'm her life coach or something. Comfortable, dynamic. I'm the main character. She's the supportive sidekick. One weekend, I buy a new flat pack bed frame, some Scandinavian minimalist nonsense in a cardboard coffin. The instructions are pictures only, like a caveman escape room. I text Ethan SOS emergency. I'm being taken out by particle board. Come save me. Normally he replies instantly, on my way, or give me an hour. 10 minutes pass, nothing. 30 minutes, still nothing weird. I check his Instagram out of spite. He never posts stories, so that's pointless. 2 hours later, he finally responds, sorry, got caught up with some stuff. Can't today. You've got this, though. You've got this. I just stare at my phone like it personally insulted my bloodline. Excuse me? I'm a single woman trying to wrestle heavy boxes and line up bolts, and he's busy. I end up giving up halfway through sleep on the mattress on the floor, like I'm back in a freshman dorm. Wake up the next day with my back feeling like I got folded in half. I blame society for not teaching girls how to build furniture, but mostly I mentally subtract like 10 imaginary boyfriend points from Ethan. Not that he was ever actually a contender, just noted. About 10 days later, Megan and I are at brunch bottomless mimosas because life is exhausting and we deserve a treat. I'm ranting about work, how my manager talked over me in a meeting, like I was background noise. Megan's nodding, but she's distracted glancing down under the table, smiling at her phone like it's telling her secrets. I flick a fry at her. Who are you texting? She blushes instantly. Oh, just a friend. A guy friend? I lean in. Let me see. Is he hot? She does that annoying, shy smile. I mean, I think he's cute. It's new. She won't show me the picture. I roll my eyes so hard I almost see my brain. Just be careful, Megan. Remember what I told you about love bombing. If he's too nice too fast, it's usually because he's hiding something nasty. She looks down at her drink and says quietly, I don't think he's hiding anything. I snort. Cool. Then bring him around so I can vet him. I swear I've got a sixth sense for red flags. Megan keeps being weirdly vague about her friend, whatever, probably some beige dude in khakis who says living the dream, unironically. But then Ethan starts acting off, like noticeably off. Stops liking my selfies the second I post them, used to be instant. Now it's nothing, texts that used to come back in minutes, take half a day when he does reply. It's 2 words and a punctuation mark. Convos feel like I'm pulling teeth with oven mitts on. No more good morning, no more little check-ins when I'm spiraling, no more did you eat today, like he's my emotional support. IT guy. At first, I assume he's trying something like he discovered some cringe, become high-value podcast, and decided ignoring me will make me chase cute jokes on him. I don't chase, I attract. So I decide to freeze him out. Stop initiating, see how long he lasts. Without my validation, drip feed 1 week, goes by 2 weeks. Nothing, full dead air. And now I'm not even hurt, I'm irritated, because I actually need him for practical reasons. My laptop fan starts sounding like a dying leaf blower, and I'm not paying some mall tech kiosk $100 when Ethan does it for free and acts grateful about it. So I finally text him, you alive, or did a server rack finally eat you? He responds like 4 hours later. LOL, hey, yeah, just busy, life's good. How you been? Just busy, life's good, cryptic little nothing burger answer. I do my usual stalking routine. His socials are useless because he never posts no stories, no pics, no breadcrumbs. Then I get petty and check Megan's tag stuff because she's private. But people tag her anyway, and there it is. A story from last weekend, 2 coffees on some little cafe table, no faces, no location tag. Nothing obvious except in the corner of the frame, a wrist wearing that exact ugly bulky step counter watch. Ethan is obsessed with the same chunky rugged looking Garmin thing. He won't shut up about my brain, does the little loading circle. No way, Megan and Ethan. I literally laugh out loud in my empty apartment like a psycho. It's so absurd. It loops back around to funny. Because what even is that pairing? Megan needs a guy who takes charge and has opinions. Ethan needs a woman who tells him what to do and where to stand. Putting them together is like mixing oatmeal with plain yogurt. They'll bore each other into a coma within a month. And honestly, I feel kind of relieved. Cool. Let them entertain each other for a bit. Megan will get her nice guy experience and realize it's suffocating. Ethan will realize Megan doesn't have my edge or my brain. And then they'll both drift back into my gravity like always. I decide to poke it directly, but keep it casual. Text Megan. So are we going to address the mystery dude with the ugly Garmin watch or what? She replies with that stupid monkey covering its eyes emoji. I was nervous to tell you. Why? I don't know. Because you and Ethan have history. I stare at my phone like it personally offended me. History? Girl? He cleaned my laptop and listened to me cry about Derek. That's not history, that's customer service. I type back, babe. Ethan is basically my brother. My asexual, nerdy little brother. I don't care. Honestly, it's kinda cute. Then I add, you two are just really safe together. Make sure the word safe lands, plant the seed. She doesn't respond to. That part just sends a heart. Like, I didn't just call her relationship a retirement home. A week later, she invites me to a game night at her place. I almost say no. On principle, watching couples do couple stuff is the ninth circle of hell, but I need to see it in person. I need to witness the lack of chemistry with my own eyes, so I can go home and feel superior about being single. I show up dressed like I'm going to an art show, not Settlers of Catan. Black slip dress, leather jacket, boots that cost more than my first car payment. I want to look like a threat just by standing there, knock on Megan's door. Ethan opens it and he looks different hair, actually styled. Instead of just laying there like wet grass, wearing a button-up that fits his shoulders, sleeves rolled up like he learned he has arms. Hey, Rachel. And he smiles a real smile, not that nervous puppy dog, please approve of me smile he used to do. It's the smile of a guy who genuinely doesn't care what I think, and it throws me off for a half second. I recover and go slightly condescending. Wow. Look at you, all cleaned up. He doesn't blush, doesn't do the little self-deprecating laugh, just goes, Megan helped me pick it, and calls over his shoulder toward the kitchen like it's the most normal thing in the world. Megan walks out holding a tray of nachos and she's glowing like she got new batteries installed. Ethan immediately steps over and takes the tray from her. I got it. She touches his arm like he's some kind of hero. Thanks. The look they share is disgusting, so warm, so domestic, like they're already practicing for a Home Depot commercial. I sit on the couch with my wine, watching this unfold. Because usually when we hung out, Ethan would orbit me, laugh hardest at my jokes, ask my opinion on everything. Act like I was the sun tonight. He's locked on to Megan, like she's the only person in the room. They already have inside jokes. How it's been, 5 weeks. Megan starts telling this story about one of her students. It's a long, boring kid story, and Ethan listens like she's delivering a TED Talk. He laughs at the right parts, asks follow-up questions, leans in, fully engaged. I try to wedge myself in because I'm not used to being background noise. God, I could never do kids. I'd lose my mind. Sounds like prison. Room goes quiet for a beat. Ethan looks at me. Not admiring, not amused, annoyed. Megan's really good with them, he says, flat and calm. That takes a ton of patience. It's impressive. Megan beams like she just got a gold star. I stare down into my wine. Did the IT guy just check me what is happening? My irritation spikes like, excuse you, know your role, sir. Night keeps crawling. We break out Catan. Normally I'm the competitive one, steamroll everybody. And Ethan usually accidentally makes bad trades or lets me take the longest road. Not tonight, he plays like he's got money on it. He blocks my longest road with zero hesitation. Sorry, he shrugs. Strategy. And he and Megan are moving like a team without even talking, locking down resources, cutting me off. Laughing together, I'm sitting there in overpriced boots getting demolished by a second-grade teacher and a server whisperer. Eventually, I can't take it. I stand up and announce I'm leaving early. I've got a date, I lie. Megan's sweet about it. Oh, fun, have a good night. Ethan just lifts a hand in a lazy wave. Good seeing you, Rachel. Same words but cold, like a coworker dismissing you. After a meeting, I get in my car and I scream for like 5 seconds straight full feral. Then I sit there breathing hard, like I just ran a mile. Why am I even mad? I don't want him. I definitely don't want to date him. It's just the principle of the thing. He messed up the ecosystem. He's supposed to be quietly worshiping me from a safe distance, not playing suburban couple with my soft, wholesome friend. Like the NPC started the main quest without permission. Anyway, about 4 months go by. I go on a streak of app dates because I'm bored and my ego needs snacks. Date number 1 is this guy who won't stop talking about crypto. Keeps saying we're early, like it's a religion, then asks if we can split the bill to keep it fair. I smile, pay my half, and delete his number in the Uber date. Number 2 is ethically non-monogamous, but currently not seeing anyone, which is always a sentence that ends in a lawsuit. He lives in a converted Sprinter van, offers to show me his setup, like it's a flex. I say I have an early meeting, and vanish date number 3 is actually fine, cute corporate attorney type, nice haircut, good teeth, can hold a conversation without sounding like a podcast clip. We go out 3 times. I start thinking maybe the universe finally sent me a normal man. Then he goes full silence, I do the thing. I pretend I don't do. Check his Instagram, he's suddenly posting gym pics with a 23-year-old fitness influencer, matching smoothies, matching outfits, matching brain cells. I hate him immediately. Couple weeks later, I meet Megan for coffee and she looks different, calmer, less please approve of me energy, like she slept for the first time in her life. I try to sound casual. So, how's Ethan? Fully expecting her to say the honeymoon phase died, and he's already annoying. She smiles like she's about to tell me a secret. He's incredible. We're moving in together next month. I literally choke on my latte, like cough splutter, eyes watering, absolute humiliation. Moving in? Megan, it's been 4 months? Isn't that a little desperate? I try to dress it up as concern. You don't want to rush into domestic servitude. You move in and suddenly you're doing laundry and emotional management. You lose your independence. She just stirs her tea, completely unbothered. I don't feel like I'm losing anything. He adds to my life. He's my best friend. That word hits weird, best friend. I get petty without meaning to. Yeah. Well, he was my best friend first. I try to make it sound like a joke. It comes out sharp and bitter. She gives me this small smile like she's handling a child. I know. He talks about you sometimes. And then she says it, he hopes you find what you're looking for. That line slaps me in the face. He hopes I find what I'm looking for. Like I'm some lost rescue dog, like he solved the puzzle and I'm still chewing the box. It came in the audacity, the quiet little pity in it. I'm not looking for anything, I snap. I'm focused on my career. I don't need a relationship to validate my existence. She stays gentle, which somehow makes it worse. I know you don't. But it's nice to have a partner. I leave the cafe feeling weirdly hollow. Go home, rot scroll TikTok for 4 hours. Videos about dark feminine energy, videos about make him regret losing you. Videos where women whisper into the camera like they're casting spells. I send a couple to my single girl group chat with a petty caption, imagine moving in with a nice guy just to split rent. LMAO. They react with skull emojis and dead, but it feels forced like we're all pretending we're not scared of ending up alone moving. Day comes. Megan asks if I can help them unpack. I say yes, mostly because I'm nosy and spite-powered. Their new place is a nice garden-level apartment. Good light plants that are somehow alive. Smells like candles and fresh paint. Ethan is in the middle of building furniture, and he looks stronger. Like he's been lifting or eating protein or touching sunlight. Fitted t-shirt, arms, actually doing something carrying boxes, like it's easy. I remember the IKEA bed fiasco where I decided he was useless. Apparently, he's not useless. He's just not useful for me anymore. He's got a tool belt on, and I hate that it makes him look competent. Like, why is that doing something to my brain? I squash it down. Megan's in the kitchen, organizing like she's hosting a cooking show. I wander around pretending I'm helpful, see a picture frame on the counter. It's them on a hike. Ethan looks happy, confident almost, manly. Which is insane because he used to look like a guy waiting for permission to exist. It's weird what happens when someone actually believes in a man, instead of just tolerating him. I try to toss Ethan a joke, keep it light. So who wears the pants here? Megan says something about picking the couch. Ethan laughs without even looking up from the drill. She's got better taste than me. I'm just here to make sure it doesn't fall apart. Zero insecurity. Old Ethan would have stumbled over a defense and tried to impress me. New Ethan is secure in his role, like he's finally comfortable being a person. I just stand there feeling transparent, like a ghost hanging out in someone else's life. They've got a whole language I don't speak. I leave early with some fake excuse, go home to my plants. One of my monsteras is turning yellow, awesome love. That for me, then the engagement happens, and it happens fast, like 7 months later. Boom, I see it on Instagram before I hear a word from either of them. Classic ring selfie, hand out, nails done. Diamond is shockingly big, not tacky, not costume jewelry, but definitely not what you buy on an IT guy salary. And I know his salary because he used to complain about it to me, like I was his therapist either. He's been saving forever, or he got a promotion. Caption is something like, yes to my favorite person, forever. I scroll the comments, hundreds of congratulations. People are genuinely happy. That's the part that makes my stomach drop. Cold little pit opens up in me. I call Megan and put on my best squeal voice. Oh my God, Ed babe, I'm so happy for you. She's crying, happy tears, voice all shaky. And then she says, the thing I knew was coming, I want you to be my maid of honor. Of course she does. I'm her oldest friend, even if we've drifted into different worlds. I'd be honored, I say, already thinking. At least I can control the bachelorette party. Make sure it's not too trad wife coded. Wedding planning starts. I try to slip my influence in like I'm a consultant. You don't have to do a white dress. It's so patriarchal. You could do champagne or blush or even a suit set. She looks me dead in the eye. I want white, classic, lace. Okay, strike one. I pivot. Just don't put anything about obeying in the vows. She doesn't even blink. We're writing our own. Strike two. Then I try to take over the bachelorette I suggest. Miami clubs bars, last night of Freedom Energy. Megan vetoes it instantly. I just want a cabin weekend. Wine, cheese, hiking, cozy stuff. I can't stop myself. That sounds boring, she shrugs. That's what I want. So we do the cabin weekend, and it is agony. All her friends are nice, normal girls, no trauma dumping, no messy rants. They talk about their partners like they actually like them. Like love isn't a competition or a punishment. At one point they ask me about my dating life, and I do my little practice line, oh, I'm just too busy for men right now. My standards are high, I'm not digging through the trash. They nod politely, then smoothly change the subject, like I'm an awkward coworker at a baby shower. And I feel like the odd one out, like the bitter aunt at a family reunion. Except I'm not even 30 yet. Wedding day shows up, fall wedding vineyard venue. Somewhere expensive and picturesque. Everything smells like money and dried flowers. Megan casually tells me Ethan got promoted some senior infrastructure engineer, title 6 figures. Now the former orbiter is out earning me. I'm in the bridesmaid tent getting zipped into a dress and trying not to think about it. Hair and makeup are done. I look objectively good. Like, if I saw myself on someone else's story, I'd pause and zoom. Tell myself, maybe I'll meet a hot groomsman and salvage the night. Megan steps into her dress, and she looks beautiful. Not in a slay queen, Instagram baddie way, more like timeless soft, the kind of pretty that doesn't need angles. I get this sharp sting of jealousy that almost feels physical. Not about the dress, not about the attention, about the peace on her face. She looks calm. No checking her phone. No wondering if he's gonna pull away. No spiral about whether she's enough. She just knows. We line up, music starts, we walk out. Ceremony begins. I walk down the aisle with the best man. It's Ethan's older brother, married, 2 kids, dad jokes, 0 romantic potential. I take my spot at the front, and there's Ethan standing there, waiting tailored navy suit. Fits him like he actually owns his body. Now he looks solid, not that nervous little guy who used to show up with sports drinks and sympathy. Then Megan comes down the aisle, and Ethan starts crying. Not one dignified tear openly crying, wiping his face, shoulders shaking. Full-on weeping, and it's so raw, it catches me off guard. I glance out at the crowd. People are crying everywhere. Even I feel my throat tighten, a lump like my body is trying to betray me. I swallow it down, straighten my shoulders, focus on posture, don't let the mask slip. They get to the vows. Ethan goes first. Megan, before you, I was just drifting. You gave me a home. You saw the best in me until I finally believed it too. I promised to protect you, honor you, and make you laugh every single day. Megan's voice shakes when she starts. Ethan, you're my safe harbor. You taught me love isn't supposed to hurt. It's supposed to heal. I promise to support you and stand by you, no matter what. Love isn't supposed to hurt, and my brain flashes through the men I've collected like bad souvenirs. Derek the lawyer, who disappeared crypto guy with the split bill speech, and how I trained myself to think anxiety was passion. Standing there holding a bouquet of overpriced flowers. I get hit with the realization I had Ethan first. I had him right there in my hand, and I tossed him aside because I wanted excitement. I wanted a challenge, something to chase, but Megan didn't want a challenge. She wanted a partner, and now she has one reception. Starts open bar, thank God. I immediately crushed 2 glasses of champagne like it's medicine. Because I have to give a speech and I didn't prep much, I told myself I could wing it with charisma. Grabbed the mic, smile at the room. Hi everyone, I'm Rachel, Megan's best friend. Cheers. Some polite laughter. I've known Megan since we were kids, and I've known Ethan since college. I look over at their table, he's holding her hand, rubbing his thumb over her knuckle like it's automatic, and something in me twists. I keep going. Honestly, when I found out they were dating, I laugh, and the room gives me that nervous chuckle back. I laughed. Great, good job. Now it sounds mean. I try to soften it. I mean, Ethan, the guy who fixes computers. Silence. Actual silence, like the air got sucked out. My stomach drops bad, start, pivot, pivot, pivot. But seriously, I always told Megan she needed a nice guy. I guess she finally listened. And the second it comes out, I hear how patronizing it sounds, like I'm her manager giving feedback, panic. Anyway, Ethan, you better take care of her, or you'll have to deal with me. I raise my glass like that's gonna save it. There's applause, but it's thin, polite, the kind you give when someone finishes a bad presentation. I sit down and feel like I just face-planted in front of everyone. Megan squeezes my hand under the table, leans in and whispers, "Thank you." She's so gracious, it makes me hate myself more. Later the dancing starts. Their first dance happens. No choreography, just swaying. But they look like they're the only 2 people on Earth, like the room could burn down, and they wouldn't notice. I'm at the bar alone, scrolling Hinge like it's a slot machine. Tyler, 30, just looking for something casual. Brandon, 33, holding a fish like it's his child. Chris, 28, IG and bio. It feels bleak. Ethan comes over to get water for Megan. "Hey, Rachel," he says. "Hey, congrats," I say. And my words are slightly slurred because champagne is doing its job. "Thanks." It's been a crazy day. He looks happy, tired, but deeply happy, and I can't stop myself. "I have to know Ethan," I say. "Yeah? Why?" I stop. Because what even is the question? Why her? Why not me? Why did you stop orbiting? I try to play it off, never mind. But he looks at me, actually looks at me. This knowing look that slices right through my defenses, and he says quietly, "You were always out of my league, Rachel. Megan, she meets me where I am. We make sense." He doesn't call me cruel, doesn't accuse me of using him just out of my league, but the way he says it feels like you were too much work for too little reward. Like he ran the numbers and closed the tab. He grabs the water. "Enjoy the night," he says, and walks back to his wife. His wife? I watch him go. His hand goes to the small of her back, and she leans into him instantly like it's magnetic, and it hits me. I called him Beta because he was serviceable to me, but to her, he's the guy because he provides, protects, commits. And I mocked it because I couldn't get it from the men. I actually wanted the tall, damaged men who treat me like I'm disposable. I go to the bathroom, lock myself in a stall, cry into my hands, trying not to wreck my makeup. My phone buzzes text from my mom, saw the pictures. "Megan looks beautiful. So when are you going to settle down? You're not getting any younger, lol." I almost throw my phone into the toilet. I wash my face, fix my mascara with shaking fingers. Go back out and spend the rest of the night on the sidelines. Watch them cut the cake, watch the sparkler exit. And I'm literally the one holding the door open for them. Literally. The help Ethan helps Megan into the getaway car, some vintage convertible, cool as hell. They drive off. I'm left standing in a gravel parking lot, feet screaming in these heels, air cold enough to sting. I order an Uber Surge, pricing $70. Driver's like 16 minutes away. Ride home is quiet until the driver tries small talk. "Good wedding?" "Yeah," I say. "Fine." He asks if I'm married. No, I say, career-focused. Ah, good for you, he says. My wife and I just hit 41 years. Best decision I ever made. I don't reply, just stare out at streetlights sliding past like a screensaver. Get home to my apartment, cold, silent. No spicy chicken, no tech support, no validation. On call, just the fridge humming like it's mocking me. I peel off the bridesmaid dress, throw it in a corner, pour a glass of wine, sit on the floor, like I've been punched open. Instagram, Megan already reposted a friend's story video of them kissing in the convertible as they pull away. Caption, my forever, I double tap. It heart turns red, feels automatic. Then I look at my own feed, perfectly curated pictures, me looking hot, me at brunch, me traveling me, pretending everything is full. It looks perfect and it looks empty. And the worst part is realizing the beta backup wasn't a backup. He was the destination, and I treated him like a pit stop. Now the station's closed and I'm running on fumes on the side of the highway, waiting for a tow truck that isn't coming.